start. We are going to discuss from Bhagavad Gita chapter number 3, text number 40. If you remember, the Lord has explained in text number 39 that there is no greater Shatru or enemy of the soul than lust. Now, obviously, when you want to kill an enemy, what you would like to know, where it is situated. Is it not? Simple. कहाँ है शत्रु? कहाँ मारे उसको? So in this shloka, the Lord will explain which are the positions which this enemy has acquired, and in the next shloka he will explain how it can be killed. It's very easy to understand, at least. Okay, please chant after me. Indriyani mano buddhir.
Indriyani mano buddhir.
Asya dhishthanam उच्यते
अस्यधिष्ठानमुच्यते
एतैर्विमोह्यत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम्
ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम्
इन्द्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिर् अस्यधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोह्यत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम् इंद्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिर् अस्यधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोह्यत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम् Rukmani Vallabh Prabhu, if you are cooking, then you can switch off your video. I'll switch off. Okay. So please chant.
इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर् अस्यधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोह्यत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम्.
Hare Krishna, Shashikant Prabhu, he has been sick since long time. So happy to see you today. Shashikant Prabhu had typhoid fever since more than a week or so. So happy to see you today. It seems you are much healthy today. May you get fully well very soon. Okay, here Bhagavad Gita. एक बार और chant करिए. इंद्रियाणि, yes.
इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर् अस्य अधिष्ठान उच्यते
एतैर्विमोह्यत्येषा ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनाम्. Please chant the word meanings. Indriyani,
the
senses,
Manaha,
the mind,
Buddhihi,
the intelligence, Asya, of this lust, Adhishthanam, sitting place, Uchyate, is called, Etai, by all these, Vimohyati, bewilders, Eshaha, this lust, Jnanam, knowledge, Avritya, covering, Dehinam, of the embodied. Translation: the senses, the mind and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. Go back to the shloka. Indriyani, this is in plural. That means all the senses, knowledge acquiring senses as well as the working senses. Mana is very easy to understand. Mind. Buddhi, intelligence. So all the senses, the mind and intelligence is asya. Asya means this, of this. Of this means from the previous shloka, of this lust. Adhishthanam uchyate. Adhishthanam means sitting place. Just like if you say, if I ask you what is your adhishthan right now, what will you say? Goshala, classroom. And if I ask the Zoom devotees what is their adhishthan, they will say their respective homes or rooms. See, our sitting place. Uchyate is said. So if you are able to understand the first line, the senses, the 10 senses, the mind and the intelligence are said to be the sitting places of lust. यहाँ पे ये शत्रु निवास कर रहा है. In these 12 places, 10 senses and 1 mind and intelligence. These are the 12 places where we have to shoot. If you have played any battlefield games, you have to remember this line, because then only you will understand the next shloka. And what it is doing. Ether, by this. Ether means by the senses, by the mind and by the intelligence. Vimohyati, Esha. Esha means this lust is vimohyati jnanam. It is bewildering the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is thinking that by sense gratification I'll become happy. By looking at something beautiful I'll become happy. I mean to say in terms of matter. By hearing some cinema song I will be happy. You know all these things. That's speaking something mundane I'll become happy. Does it make sense to you? And jnanam avritya. Avritya, you understand? Avritya means covers. It covers the knowledge of the Swarupa of the living entity. And the word used for the living entity is dehinam, the possessor of this body, deha. So I think this shloka is very clear. We'll go forward. We'll go a little fast because it's easy to understand. Difficult to apply, easy to understand. Gita Bhushan commentary. Since the enemy lust has already gained strongholds, it easily conquers. That is explained in this verse. Stronghold समझते हैं आप? Stronghold is, I give an example. Just like in the Kargil war, the extremist or the terrorist had captured a very strategic position by which they could shoot at the Indian army very easily. So in the beginning at least they had advantage. Are you able to understand this point? क्या कहेंगे इसको? हिंदी में क्या कहेंगे इसको? प्रमुख स्थान कह सकते हैं. सैन्य की दृष्टि से प्रमुख स्थान. So like that. So it has captured these positions and that's why it's difficult to conquer. The senses, mind and intelligence become the abodes of lust. They become the huge fortified cities for manifesting calm by enjoying the sense objects by the senses. So now in the commentary explained how they bewilder. The senses come in contact with the sense objects. That's why and by that we have a sense that I am becoming happy. So that way they are bewildering. By decision by the mind and ascertainment by the intelligence. ये line समझ में आ रही है? The senses come in contact with the sense objects. Is it very understandable? We look, we see, we touch and all these things. And the mind says it is very nice. And ascertainment. Have you got a Sanskrit there? क्या संस्कृत टीका है क्या? Ascertainment मतलब समझते हैं निश्चित करना. क्या ये इंद्रिय तृप्ति का विषय वाकई अच्छा है? By our intelligence we plan. Mind say this is good or bad, but intelligence say plans all these things. Suppose you say, I will not give you, but I say, would you like to have a rasgulla? As soon as I say rasgulla, which is like a Chhena Rasgulla of Bengal, and already offered to Krishna, then there is no hindrance also, is it not? If it is not offered, at least you will have some hindrance. But I'm saying for a normal person, if you just think about Rasgulla, then he will think, his mouth will start watering. And then he will say, this is very nice. Now, how can I get a Rasgulla? This is certainly very nice and is very extremely good for my happiness. And then ascertaining that, what it is, hai kya cheez ye? It's very good. And then he becomes bewildered and plans for sense gratification. One time I asked Bhurjan Prabhu, should I chant more or should I read Shastra also? Normally he's not that heavy, but he was very heavy. With me at least. He said that if you don't read Shastra, your intelligence will kill you. And this is exact words. This is like exact words. He was going to his home, somewhere around MBT, somewhere he said that. You should read every day 2 hours. I said, okay. What happens is because if our intelligence is not shastrically supplicated, then yet it is not supplied. Oxygen level कम है से कह लीजिए intelligence का. Then even, I mean, chanting Hare Krishna is very nice, but it's not that material desires immediately go away. So we might not think that I should not chant Hare Krishna to fulfill my material desires. I hope you are able to understand all those things. And also, intelligence, when we hear from Shastra, our Ananta Krishna Prabhu made a very nice statement. When you understand Bhagavad Gita, it is not material understanding. Is it not? That's what you said, is it not? It's a spiritual understanding. And that's why you feel different. When you understand something in integral calculus, it's different. But we understand something in Bhagavad Gita, it is different. So main thing, very nicely pointed out by one devotee regarding Srila Prabhupada, is Prabhupada asked, what is most important, thinking, feeling or willing? Normally is a willing. But actually the most important thing is thinking. Because if thinking is changed, the willing will also be changed and feelings will anyhow come. And even if there is no feeling, if your thinking is correct, you will do the right things. I hope everybody is understanding what I'm trying to say. So root thing is intelligence, because intelligence controls the mind controls the senses. Make sense? Understand from this way. Have you seen small children crying for small things? Now, do you agree that our mind is exactly like this? कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं? For stupid things, becoming attached, not being rational. Okay, before we go forward, I'll tell you a very nice story. A very nice and very funny story regarding intelligence and mind. So there is an advertisement. One devotee was explaining the story of an advertisement. There was one macho man was riding a horse and going over a mountain. Have you remember the story? No. I have told before, but that's the quality of the Shruta. I can forget everything. But it's really nice. So then he heard a voice, "Save me!" Now you remember? So when Mataji was calling, and she had fallen along a cliff or something. Somehow that she's holding to a tree. So then that fellow obviously was like, said, "Okay, I must save this woman." So then it is an advertisement of a drink, but we'll say the drink is intelligence. So we'll put it like this. So before he's about to save her, he first drinks that drink. And then suddenly a vision opens to him that he has saved her. And then she says, "Oh, you are such a beautiful, handsome man. You have saved me. I want to marry you." And then they have kids. And then he sees one of the kids is, noch raha hai. How to say it in English? Pulling his hairs and like that. Then suddenly his whole illusion wakes up, cracks, and then he goes forward. So anyhow, the whole idea is our mind, Devashakti Mataji told me this, our mind says, "Why don't you go for this sense gratification?" Always mind says this. But through intelligence, we should ascertain what happens next. What happens next? That the mind does not want to listen. Is it not? Suppose you want to, I'm saying it will happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. "Oh, this lady is so beautiful, so gentle. I must marry her." That is the mind. And then what is next? Then you should immediately the intelligence say, "What about the kids? What about the kids? Rascal, maybe the kids are rascal." And then you have to work from 9. You have to work from 9 to 5. And then maybe this lady also may not be very speaking nicely to you. Same thing, lady, for you can say for men also. People become infatuated due to mind only or not? दिख रहा है कि लोग bewildered होते हुए. I'm giving this explicit example so that people understand how we are bewildered. And then we forget we have got this human form of life to advance in Krishna consciousness. Is it not? So this is how it. So when we have spiritual intelligence, then we can pacify our mind and understand these things are not for you. This is not my food this time, at least in this life. Even if a person gets married, but it doesn't become bewildered by all this sense, all those things. Okay. The senses objects are the citizens of these cities by material. The sense objects are the citizens of these cities. By material senses, mind and intelligence wandering about in search of sense objects, lust thus bewilders the jiva, which should know Atma, but which possesses a body made of matter. Bewilderment means that lust makes the jiva disinclined to know Atma and inclined to enjoy sense object. Beautiful, crystal clear commentary. Do you experience that our senses are constantly going towards sense gratification? Is it not? If we are honest, we'll actually accept about it. And then want to see something, want to hear something like that. And that's why we are trained by the Acharya Srila Prabhupada to actually engage our senses in Krishna Seva. I think like we had a very wonderful darshan online. So now the eyes hanker to have darshan of Shri Radha Madhav. Hanker to have darshan of Shri Narsingh Dev. hanker to hear the kirtan. Is it make sense to you? Same propensity should be used towards Krishna. You can't stop the senses. You must remember, you can't stop the senses. ये करेंगे ना तो बहुत मुश्किल. You just can't stop the sense. Just direct the senses towards Krishna. We want to eat nicely. Who doesn't want to eat nicely? People may say quote so many times, "Bhalu na khari be or bhalu na padi be" and everything. But hardly anybody will find who will not like to eat. I'm not saying nobody, but very few people who don't like to eat nicely. And Krishna knows that this rascal wants to eat nicely. Then Krishna bado daya mahe kari vare jiva jaye. He gives his prasad to us. So in that way we conquer our senses. Okay? This is very important. And what happens? This we can see in our own life and in the life of those who are not yet devotees, that their senses are fully engaged in matter. And that's why there is no inclination to know who I am. Does it make sense? आप खुद ही देख सकते हैं अपने में, when we never heard about Krishna, there was no inclination to know about Krishna. I am generalizing it, but it is not a general statement, because there is maybe some souls who may be practicing Krishna consciousness from their previous lives. I am not talking about them, but in general, we are completely absorbed and in serving Maya 24 hours. I think everybody can understand, and that's why he's saying it. We were very much inclined to know the various sense objects, doing the same thing in different ways. Puna puna charvita charvananam, but no inclination to know who I am in relationship to Krishna. I think now this is very clear. Everybody can understand. So this is the bewilderment. Samajh rahe bewilderment? I am not this body, but I am only thinking how I can, in some different way, try to enjoy the body, and absolutely not even inclined to know who I am. बहुत heavy है अगर आप विचार कीजिए तो. It's pretty heavy statement. It doesn't flash in our consciousness that we are part and parcel of the Lord and we are supposed to go back. I give an example. When I went to Bali, Indonesia, for preaching, was I aware that I am not an Indonesian? Point number one. Was I aware or not? Aware. Was I aware that I'm not in India and I'm in Indonesia? Was I aware that I was in some service, mission, whatever, 15 days? My time is not here for eternity, whatever. And after some time, when my visa expires, I'm supposed to come back to Vrindavan. I think this example is understood by all the devotees. We are not the product of matter. We don't belong to material world. Our home is different. Just, it's called Yukta Vairagya. As long as we have this body, keep the body healthy and fulfill the mission of life and go back to Krishna. Nobody can satisfy us materially. His Holiness Vrindavan Chandra Maharaj gave a very good example regarding this man and woman relationship. If you remember, he said, a man is hankering for a woman, that is natural, and a woman is hankering for man, thinking that by having that woman I'll become happy, or my incompleteness will be completed. And the woman is thinking, by having that man I'll become happy, because my incompleteness will be completed. But Maharaj put a very nice point. If both of them are incomplete, then how you become completed? कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं? Both of them are lesser. They are not Purna. Only Krishna is Purna. Only Krishna is happy. That's why only by reviving our relationship with the Lord can we be happy. This is not a easy pill to digest. ये बात बोलने में बड़ा आसान लगता है, but it is not an easy pill to digest for most people. That the only way I can be happy is by achieving love for Krishna. And Prabhupada says elsewhere that all of us are searching for Krishna, even if we don't know. I would like to elaborate on it. We want most beautiful, nice wife. It's not that we don't want. We want a most nice husband, or most nice friend, or son, or father and mother, or master. Do you agree? Yes, we want to taste these rasas, but in material world, everything becomes, how to say, purpose perverted, and we never become satisfied. We have tried this in so many lifetimes. So intelligent person should understand only Krishna is the perfect person with whom we can become ever satisfied, nobody else. In this regard, Sripad Ramanujacharya makes a very nice comment on Vedanta Sutra Shloka Anavriti Shabdat. On the authority of Vedas, one should know that when a person goes back to Godhead, he does not come back. Then he says, why he does not come back? Because there is no reason to come back. Why there is no reason to come back? Because he attains the Lord who is infinitely blissful. Why will he come back to the material world? The enemy has captured different strategic positions in the body of the conditioned soul, and therefore Lord Krishna is giving hints of those places so that one who wants to conquer the enemy may know where he can be found. Mind is the center of all the activities of the senses, and thus when he hears about sense objects, the mind generally becomes a reservoir of all ideas of sense gratification. It's a beautiful point. You can't imagine what depth is there in this statement. His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj was referring this point in his Power of Sound lecture. Beautiful point. We may not have any desire for a particular sense object which we have never experienced. Is it not? All of you must have experienced. But a person who has experienced it, he speaks about it. And then suddenly you see there is a desire in your heart to gratify that sense object. Have you ever experienced that? अरे गोलगप्पे बहुत अच्छे मिलते हैं वहाँ पे. You don't know. Have you heard that? In Lucknow, we used to go, I should not tell about my glories, but I'm so glorious, I must tell. We used to go by bike sometimes for 12 to 14, 15 kilometers. I don't know what was the exact distance. I think at least 15 kilometers to eat golgappe. दिमाग में बस कचरा ही भरा था. क्यों? क्या आप हम ही किए हैं? आप सब लोग भी ये सब लीला करके आए हैं? Yes. You must have heard. वहाँ छोले भटूरे. That छोले भटूरे is very good there. And then, oh, very nice. And then immediately we become attracted. अरे क्या पिक्चर लगी है? Such a nice movie in that theater. बहुत अच्छा. अच्छा. And then we'll go. Have you noticed that? Obviously, we have noticed that sense gratification does not give us what it promises, but there is some idea in the mind which gets conjured up that I'll become very happy when I will get that sense gratification. Are you able to follow what I'm saying? Everybody experiences it, not? I tell you, just like when I went to Bali, I don't like to travel, but I like to preach, so I went there. And every time they will take me from one place to another place, my habit is that in the car I'll sleep. So could hardly see any scenery. But whatever scenery I saw, it was very nice. And as I explained to some of the devotees in, in Yamunanagar, not Yamunanagar, it was Sidora village. So after a little bit of hearing about Bali, he said, ticket kitne rupees ka lagta hai? What is the value of the ticket? You see, simply by hearing, they are not thinking about preaching there. They are thinking about they will see the valleys and Jharna and all those things. Makes sense? Similarly, when the people hear about Swarga, they become attracted for sense gratification. Makes sense? So now, the positive thing is, if we hear about Vaikuntha, going to Goloka, will you not be attracted? We have no experience of Goloka, but you will have something. Now, oh, Krishna is there, and the Gopas are there, and the Gopis are there, and everybody is there, and I can at least become a frog. I mean, that much is allowed, is it not? Or whatever. It is a very deep point. When we hearing will give rise to the desire for sense gratification or to serve Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says hearing is very, very important. Just like when you hear about Govinda and his selfless service attitude towards Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, don't you also feel I should also have that attitude? Is it not? That's why. And as a result, the mind and senses become the repositories of lust. Repositories comes in Google, so not Google, Linux, is it not? Somebody is Linux, repository. Repository means kind of storage house, storage place. Okay. So those who are computer software engineers, they can understand my lecture. The Prabhupada, I don't know Prabhupada knows Linux or not, what he says, repositories of lust. They become a storehouse. And be aware of it when we chant Hare Krishna, this repositories is cleansed. And so all the desires automatically come to surface and they go away. This is an extremely important point to be learned. When you will chant Hare Krishna, then all the things which we have impression from our whatever we have heard and seen and all those, especially heard and seen, those things will come and then they will vanish. Have you ever noticed? 25 साल पुरानी बात भी याद आती है. 25 साल की तो है आप लोग, no? 25 years. You don't remember? One time I was remembering how I'm going to Vaishno Devi in 1997, whatever, 95 or 96. I don't remember the dates. So we just like this go down. When it was being cleansed, all the dust was coming up. So don't be attached to it and don't act on it. We just keep on chanting Hare Krishna. Next, the intelligence department becomes the capital of such lustful propensities. Intelligence is the immediate next door neighbor of the spirit soul. Lusty intelligence influences the spirit soul to acquire the false ego and identify itself with matter and thus with the mind and senses. This has to be understood very clearly. Because of the lusty intelligence, our false ego is activated as per Srila Prabhupada's understanding here. And then the false ego, when the living entity acquires the false ego or accepts it, what does it think? I am this body. I am these senses. And by gratification of these senses, I'll become happy. This is bewilderment or not? जो हम नहीं हैं, उसमें हमारा आरोपण कर रही है. Make sense? I am not this body. And the intelligence, lusty intelligence, say no, by somehow other making your body and senses happy, you will become happy. And it is very difficult because we have become accustomed to that kind of programming. Is it not? So, in that way, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, slowly, this identification becomes strong. This identification becomes stronger, and then we understand not by gratifying my senses, but by serving Krishna, I'll become happy. बातें बहुत simple लगती हैं, but it's not that we always remember this. Do you always remember that sense gratification is bad for me? Especially when it comes in a way which is more palatable to me, most palatable to me. We say, abhi class for time hai. It's difficult, but not impossible. So we continue chanting Hare Krishna and become accustomed to that. The spirit soul becomes addicted to enjoying the material senses and mistakes this as true happiness. I think this is easily understood. This false identification of the spirit soul is very nicely explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:84-13. Please chant with me. Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke swadhi kalatradishu bhauma ijjati yatirtha buddhi salile na karhichit janeshvabhigyeshu sa eva gokharaha. Yasya atma buddhi kunape tridhatuke. A person who has atma buddhi, he thinks that I am this. Kunape tridhatuke means this body which is made of three dhatus, Vat, Pit and Kaph. Swadhi kalatradishu. He thinks that all the products of the body are his own relatives. Is not? Samajhna? Bhauma ijjadhi. The place he has taken birth is his worshipable place. Yat tirtha buddhi salile na karhichit janeshu abhigyeshu. He has tirtha buddhi in water, that this is tirtha. I'll take bath and I'll get purified. But he does not have tirtha buddhi in people who are abhigya, who are advanced in spiritual science. That means he will not sit and in the class. He will not like to hear. Sa eva go kharaha. That person is certainly an animal. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj says, another meaning is that person only is an animal. Sa eva means he only is animal. Animals are not animal. He himself, he is the person's animal. And we say so many times, but the good point is when they come to Tirtha, somehow or other if they hear a little bit and they like it, then they can develop ruchi for Krishna Katha. It's extremely important. That's why Mahaprabhu say Krishna Katha, you have a desire to hear Krishna Katha, you are very fortunate. So this is very much seen that even when people come to Dham, they definitely get a benefit for which we have no objection. But when they begin to hear, then their life completely changes. And this gives me so much faith in speaking about Krishna. I remember the words of His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, beautifully spoken. Maharaj said that we don't know which statement of ours can change someone's life. वेरी नाइस, ये स्टेटमेंट ही मुझे याद है. वी डोंट नो, हमें नहीं पता कि हमारे कौन से वाक्य से किसके जीवन में कितना परिवर्तन हो जाए. I remember in 2003 I was not supposed to go to that seminar, but just as I had decided to not go to that seminar, some saint among the hostelers, he just told me, hey, attendance compulsory hai bhai. He used those words. Arey, attendance is compulsory. The dean will come. Hey, okay. The South Indian colleges are very strict. So then we went there, and I just first time I heard, we are not this body. And it was shocked, like a shock, you know. I don't know how you felt. They had shown that slides with bones and everything. How did you feel when you heard the first art of mind control? You felt blissful? You feel, at least you feel some spark in the mind, is it not? That's the point what Anish Prabhu is saying. We start thinking. Otherwise, we don't think all our life. Just like I was talking to one devotee whose mother is a Mayavadi. Or not a Mayavadi, but hearing from Mayavadis. So now you ask her, what will she do if she becomes merged in Brahman? No answer, is it not? What will you do? And it's interesting, I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita in the night, and Prabhupada says, we have to become merged in happiness. We don't have to merge in Brahman. We have to become merged in happiness. What is that? Shloka from Damodarashtakam. Iti dirkswalila bhirananda kunde swaghosham nima jantam akhyapayantam. So these beautiful pastimes, Krishna nimajja, he immerses his devotees of Goloka, Gokul, in this kunda, that means in pond of happiness, blissfulness. Anyways, what I wanted to say was that people don't hear. Now, it's a good thing that people sitting in their homes, they can hear. And I must say that at least, even if we have not given sense gratification, at least we have heard that this is not good. That's good, is it not? Even if a person does not immediately gives up sense gratification, at least he has heard that this is not good. That's a very great advancement, because most of the people all their lives will not even think that it is good, it is bad. कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं नहीं? Just like if you tell waking up in Mangal Aarti is good and sleeping till 8 a.m. is bad. So if a person sleeps till 8 a.m., he has heard one time, then he says, nah, it is bad. कर तो रहा हूँ, गलत कर रहे हैं. Yes, I wanted to focus on the point of hearing. What I wanted to say is that people come to Dham even, but they don't hear, or they don't have an inclination to hear about Krishna from those people who are knowing about Krishna. So Dham or other places also, they should go, and definitely it is very good, because slowly by that piety, by that purification, suddenly somehow Krishna will inspire them. Why don't you go and hear Katha? What I wanted to say is, there's one devotee named Deepak Singh. Rudra Prabhu is not here. Yeah, Rudra has some problem. So I was giving Bhagavatam class. Once in a while I give in my temple. And after that class, I think he came for the first time. And he was somehow there so much impressed. Now he's chanting Hare Krishna, is it not? So it's not about me or anyone. The thing is, if we give the message of Parampara, it is so transforming that people can get completely changed by it. That's why whenever we preach, we should try to speak what we have received in Parampara, because that knowledge is very purifying. We may not be pure. Not maybe, we are not pure. But our purity is in terms of preserving the knowledge, what is being spoken in Parampara, and delivering it. I hope you are able to understand. And be very, very respectful to anyone who has somehow other come to attend class. Although sometimes I chastise and sometimes make jokes also. It's not an ordinary thing to actually come and sit in the class even on Zoom. Actually. So like this. A human being who identifies this body made of three elements with his self, who considers the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who considers the land of birth worshipable, and who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to take a bath, rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge there, is to be considered like an ass or a cow. So that bewilderment doesn't change. I remember Maharaj, the two statements. One is of Srila Jiva Goswami, somewhere in 10 point, I have quoted earlier, it was something 89 or 87, I'm forgetting. I think it's 89. He says that Gangaji was a great tirtha. Yes. Gangaji was a very great tirtha pilgrimage. But only till the Lord had descended and not expanded his fame. Only till the time Lord Krishna had not descended and not expanded his fame. After that, wherever the Lord's discussions are there, that is the highest pilgrimage. That is even diminished the value of Mother Ganga. And if you remember, can you find the shloka? Punati upasprishta swardhanyanupu sevaya. It is in the first canto, first chapter. What is that? Punati, I'm forgetting the shloka. Very nice shloka by Suta Goswami. अभी पढ़ा नहीं किया बोलते तो याद नहीं रहता है. सद्यः पुनाति उपस्पृष्टः सुरधन्यापु सेवया. यत्पाद संश्रया सूता मुनयः प्रशमायनः सद्यः पुनाति उपस्पृष्टः स्वर्धन्यापो अनुसेवया. थैंक यू कृष्णा, याद दिला देते हैं. Yatpad Sansraya Suta. O Suta Goswami, taking shelter of the feet of Lord Vishnu, Muneha Prashamayana, they become ayan, the abode of peaceful mind, peacefulness of mind. Prashamayana, Sham means peaceful of mind, peacefulness of mind. By taking shelter of Lord Vishnu, Krishna, they become abode of peacefulness. They become very happy, no material desires. And this says, Sadhya Punati Upasprishtah, simply by Sadhya, they immediately coming in contact, immediately purify a person. Swardhanyapu sevya. Swardhani means Ganga and Apa means water. The water of Ganga purifies after a long time. We have discussed in first canto. And His Holiness Gaur Krishna Maharaj used to say, yes. Sometime a person can sit next to Ganga and smoke bidi. Very nicely Maharaj explained. But if there are sadhus, he will not do that. It is a fact, is it not? We know Nalakuvar and Manigirivar, they were doing their Gandharva things within Mandakini. So it takes some time. But association of devotees like Shukadeva Goswami can purify very fast. Yeah, for river drafting and all those things. But somehow if the most degraded person also, if they associates with the devotees or read Srila Prabhupada books, which are also recorded kirtans, he definitely gets purified very, very fast. So that's what we are now. So the things which you discussed was that the lust is occupying these places, and by which it is bewildering the soul, that the goal of life is to search for sense objects, and the Atma completely forgets that in this life he should be searching for Krishna, like that. I'll just take up, there's no time for the second class. If I take that, you will miss your breakfast. I don't want to be that much cruel. I know I'm cruel, but not that much. So we'll leave it for tomorrow. Then Lord will give the formula how to defeat this enemy. Okay, let's see. Kamadinam katina katidha. Okay, that's a good shloka. 1 and 1 place side by side make them 11. What do you want to say? I don't understand. Can I offer a pizza to Krishna which I bought from a shop? No. Why don't you make yourself? Our Sanak Sanatan Prabhu makes very nice pizza in his home. So why you have to make from outside? And you know that even if you don't eat pizza, you can live, you know? Did you know this fact? I just learned it yesterday that if a human being does not eat pizza, then also he can live. He won't die. I remember Radha Govind Maharaj, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was mentioning in one of his lecture, he went to America, and then the host said, Maharaj, pizza. So Maharaj thought pija. Pija mean to go and drink it. Maharaj thought it's a drink, pija. Maharaj has never heard and seen pija. So then Maharaj saw this. What is this? This is not for sannyasis. Make chapatis and sabji for me. And they had to make sabji and chapati for it. So yeah, if you have devotee making pizza, maybe you can have, but don't buy from outside. Oh, all these people are from Lucknow, it seems. How all of you are from Lucknow? Ocha, all three are from Lucknow, so they are saying all those things which I have visited. Not all of them, some of the places in Lucknow. Okay, they are all making jokes now. No questions, jokers? Very true statement. Someone's statement can switch on your mind's light. दिमाग की बत्ती जल गई. Yes, ये होता है. और मैं ही उस निराकार ब्रह्म का आश्रय हूँ जो अमर्त अविनाशी तथा शाश्वत है और चरम सुख का स्वाभाविक पद है. Why you want to say this? अमोघ लीला प्रभु के एक लेक्चर में भगवद गीता में मैंने सुना कि निराकार ब्रह्म में केवल सत्य ही है, चित और आनंद नहीं है. तो फिर इस अध्याय में भगवान ने निराकार ब्रह्म को चरम सुख का स्वाभाविक पद क्यों बताया है? अगर निराकार ब्रह्म को चरम सुख का पद, where did Lord tell that? Why are you asking a question on the 14th chapter? You have to ask a question on the 3rd chapter. See, this shloka, if you want to hear, you can please hear the recordings in which we have discussed the commentary of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan Pad, and you will be, astounded by what he means. What do you mean by this shloka? So, or you have to wait till I come to 14th chapter. So, both ways. Yes, we must, our purity is that we preserve the knowledge. What about sweets? Juices can we offer? Okay, juices can be offered, not a problem. I heard that sweets which are made from milk can be offered. That's what told my devotees, and like this. And Prabhupada somewhere says also that if you pay money, the karma gets reduced or something like that. But you see, that person has not made with the consciousness of making it for Krishna. That he has to understand. Krishna accepts the love of his devotee. Okay? You will not die if you don't eat sweets from outside. Don't worry. You will not die. No malnutrition. This is my confusion. Please care. What I will clear. You first hear the lecture which we have posted in Telegram on 14.27. Then I will clear. थोड़ी मेहनत आपको भी करनी पड़ेगी. I know he's new, but so he can hear. Can we offer? Hey, Bhagwan, कहाँ चलेगा? Can we, all lusty people here, can we offer soya bean? Normally, Prabhupada just read in Prabhupada's purport, even urad dal and masoor dal are considered to be meat actually. मैंने Prabhupada जी की चैतन्य चरितामृत में पढ़ा. So they should not be offered to Krishna. I'll show you in the purport. Just recently in Madhya Lila I read this. But urad dal चल जाती है, चलाते हैं. And now soya bean, people eat soya bean is as if they will become very strong and healthy. We don't eat soya bean. Or somebody is sick, you may give it, that's a different thing. But we don't. Do you eat soya beans? We don't eat. You eat. When did you eat in devotee kitchen? कभी भी नहीं. Are you dying? कमजोर लग रहे हैं आप लोग थोड़े से कुछ ना. We are not becoming. It's all useless things. No, you don't have to wait. Ayush Pandey Prabhu, you can always immediately join our Telegram group on Gita Charcha Yatharup and hear that recording. This is at least read the PDF. Beautiful commentary there. Yes, everything is possible. Mataji is saying sweets and cakes can be made for Krishna in home. See, the point you have to understand. Proported very nicely. Lakshmi Sahastra Shata Sambhrama Sevyamanam. Thousands of Lakshmis are serving Krishna with sambhram, with fear. Krishna may not remove us from his service. So he is hankering for your love, not for your objects. So the person who is outside, he has no conception that I'm cooking for Krishna. हो सकता है उसमें से 5-6 लोग तो पहली बार खा ही चुके हैं उसको. नाक पोंछ करके who knows, is it not? And even if they are clean, they have no love for the Lord. Now I'll tell you, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam is not only in Bhagavad Gita, it is there in Bhagavatam also as it is Yatharup. In the case of Sudama, you can search there. And there Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that will you not accept? Yome bhaktya parechati. So you are saying if your devotee will offer, you will accept. So that means if a person is a worshipper of demigod, you will not accept. And the commentaries mentioned, no, I will not accept. Because he has no love for me. Why should I accept? You make simple khichdi, simple rice and dal and boil it and you offer to Krishna. Krishna, I'm not even a good cook. I'm just trying to please you. Krishna becomes pleased by those words. I've got these things for you by your mercy. I'm offering it to you. क्या वो हलवाई कभी सोचेगा इस तरह से? बताइए. He's only thinking how to give you lesser and lesser things for higher and higher price. So it's not a good idea to do those things. Okay, this is very good because it's very relevant to our discussion, because our lusty desires will say that Imarti is really nice. My life is vacant in the separation of that Imarti. I feel the whole world is vacant without eating that Imarti or whatever, is it not? Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Imarti virahedame. But it's not like that. The more, very nicely told by His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, the more we train our tongue to taste various tastes, the more it become accustomed to those tastes. Have you seen people who eat like this? You give him very nice 10 items. The chutney hoti to acha hota. They never become satisfied. Have you seen people like this? Is it not? You give, otherwise if you actually see you have some khichdi and whatever dahi and you take, you become satisfied with that also. Have you not noticed? But such kind of people have become accustomed to have 20 items and then only they will become happy. आदत बन जाती है भोग करने की. So okay, start recipe channel. For we are serious about it. We are going to start it. Our one devotee, what his name is, a chef. I'm forgetting his Deshraj or Kaviraj Prabhu. He's already writing a book for devotees in which he will make some recipes like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I think everything heavy in protein will make us lazy. We are already lazy. Is eggplant sabji offered to the Lord? Yes. And that eggplant sabji, one recipe is already mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I don't remember, but it's mentioned. So eggplant can be offered. Hey भगवान, अब खाने भी आ गए सब कुछ. चलो ठीक है. उड़द दाल भी नहीं, देखो आप कह रहे हैं उड़द दाल भी नहीं खानी है. Anyhow, who likes urad dal anyways? Is it not difficult to give? You don't know how much difficult it was. Not that difficult, but how much I was attached to masoor dal. Oh, but I gave up for Krishna. So it's okay. Hey Bhagwan. Oh, the devotee is saying, I'm giving up soybean. So this is good. You see, this is the power of hearing. When you heard about it, then you understand it is not good. Actually, what happens is, if you just don't cook, the thought will also not come. I tell you, I never think of pizza. Only when the discussion has come, I think of pizza. आप लोग सोचे हैं अभी पिज्जा के बारे में? अब देख रहे हैं ना बात? As soon as you think, आपने सबने खाया होगा, but only when you hear about pizza, then you actually think about pizza and how good it was and how blissful you were in all those things. Just now we heard, is it not? We hear about something nice and then mind thinks about it. Okay. Why are you posting this Patram Pushpam Phalam Tuyam? Do you think I don't know this? For others, for Lokhit. Okay. Not, hey, one devotee saying not even masoor. You don't know about these things. Masoor must first ban. Masoor, urad dal. I don't know, but Prabhupada is writing the purpose. ऐसा कह रहे हैं जैसे बहुत वैराग्य है. घर छोड़ने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. घर छोड़ने के लिए तो ना बोल रहे हैं आपको. खाली मसूर छोड़ने के लिए बोल रहे हैं. मसूर को नहीं छोड़ पाएंगे तो भगवान की प्राप्ति कैसे करेंगे? We have really lusty students here. We cannot give the lust for masoor also. And then how we can give lust for all those things? So you see, hearing Bhagavad Gita is very easy. But when it comes to application, we have to give up masoor, soybean. I was so attached, all those things. It's all illusion. You become accustomed to eat whatever is being provided. I always tell to our Prabhuji, Karnamit Prabhu, don't cook fried items. I am also not a sense controller. If it come on my plate, I will eat. And I will eat double as much I am supposed to eat. So don't bring it before the devotees. He is very good. हम बहुत दिन से फ्राई आइटम नहीं बेचते, कम ही देते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि रोज ही तला भुना नहीं देते, सामने आएगा तो खाएंगे, तो इससे चाहे बनाइए ही मत. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नाउ ऑब्जेक्शन इज देयर, डोसा खा सकते हैं कि नहीं? देखियो भाई, उड़द दाल आई डोंट नो, डोसा खा सकते हैं और सब लोग खाते भी हैं. आई एम नॉट सो श्योर अबाउट उड़द दाल बिकॉज ओनली वन प्लेस आई एम सीइंग दिस. No. The whole point is that I am not so sure about Urad Dal because only one place I have read in purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, but I remember that some Urad buddies also are made for Mahaprabhu. So it's not normally condemned. So you can use that. But Masoor definitely we cannot offer. And soybean also we can't offer to Krishna. Okay. There are so many doctors here. Hey भगवान, अब बंद करना पड़ेगा, ये तो पूरा कुकिंग क्लास हो गया. Does offer करते भगवान को, उड़द is not banned, Masoor is banned. Yeah, I'm not so much against Urad because I have never really heard any campaign against it. But it's very nice discussion in the sense, what should we eat or what is offerable to Krishna which I should eat. That is the mood of a devotee. So okay, conclusion is, Daya Karo More, okay, let us say Urad we can relieve for now because you can have dosas, but because I have never heard that dosas are forbidden like that, and but definitely Masoor is never cooked, and soybean is not encouraged. Soybean is encouraged for sometimes for some devotees who do very hard work. I don't think our devotees here are working very hard, including myself. Bagan is allowed. Neem bagan is very good. We don't know about other scriptures, but in ISKCON there is no prohibition. We have not heard anything, any prohibition. We say dahi bagan and neem bagan and so many things are bad. So now devotees are saying अब तो भूख लगने लगी है, मेरे को भी लगने लगी है, इसलिए we will now just do Parayan. These devotees are now making too much fun, and let us stop that discussion and let us now have